Hey everybody, before we start the stream, make sure that you are following me so that you can get more of my awesome content and join the Discord to voice chat with me. But don't worry, you won't be recorded. And make sure to go check out my reviews over on YouTube. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you are one of those rare people that like to read, you can find my after action reports on my blog. And if you are interested, you can get some of my merch from my spring store. The links for everything are in my About section down below. Alright, hello everyone and welcome. I'm Mike and this is Mike's After Action Reviews, and we are continuing our journey through the night with Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition, and we are playing through the campaign the story Shadows on the Third Rail. This is session 4. With me I have... That's you.
Is that... Oh, is... Okay, yeah. It's Lore Master Brian playing as Vladimir Wolfenstein.
And introduce yourself.
And Salty Skipper playing as Rowan Calder, the Subway Saint.
And I am, as everybody already knows, I am Mike, and I am playing as John Bain. And yeah, we all have the concepts. Noble Assassin. Noble Assassin is my concept for my character. Now, before we really get into play here, one thing is, well, I'll tell you what. Let's save off on the experience, and we'll do it. Do you want to do it now, or do you want to go into play and then we can do the experience at the end?
It's up to you.
Yeah, let's save it until the end then, because you have 7.
Okay.
You have 7 XP. I have 10 XP. Because you missed you weren't part of, not that you missed it, but you weren't part of the one session.
Yeah.
So, and then, okay. Well, then that is where we'll go. So let's head on over into Vampire the Masquerade world here and get this thing started. So here we go. All right, here we are. By the way, from left to right. So that's John Bain all the way on the left, played by Mike. We've got Vladimir in the middle, played by Lore Master Brian, and we've got Rowan Calder all the way on the right, and he is played by Salty Skipper. So here we go. I don't need to have Discord up anymore, so I'm actually going to make it smaller. Well, no, I guess I can leave it up. Okay. Well, no, I want my character sheet up. That's what it is. All right, here we go. So this is a nice recap of everything that we've got going on. So how do I do this? Let's see. Oh, wait, how do I make this so that way I can get our narrator to read it? Okay, just a second. So we are doing an experiment. This is an experiment. We totally understand that this is not the ideal thing, but I am the assistant storyteller, and we have a custom GPT that it took frickin' forever to write and train to do this, but it actually runs everything so that way I can play without knowing what's going to happen in the story, but I also make sure that it does all the right things throughout everything. There you go. All right, 1 second. It's about to respond. I'm having it write the summary. Just a second. Oh, no, stop. No, I did that wrong. Alright. Here we go. Sorry, I messed that up, guys. I should have had that ready by now. Alright. Okay, here we go. Ready? Here is our storyteller. make sure any audio issues,
opening
guys,
narration.
let me know.
Understood. Here is a strong atmospheric stream intro you can deliver live. Shadows on the third rail. Good evening. New York runs on schedules. Trains arrive on time. Signals change on command. Cargo moves quietly through the veins of the city. Most people never think about what rides those rails after midnight.
Yeah.
Tonight, we begin in Red Hook, a warehouse, a pickup.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
A crew who thought they were moving something
You can see
routine.
the green.
They
in
were
Discord,
wrong,
we can see
because
the little
somewhere
green
between the
ring, but
loading
we can't
docks and the rail
see
spurs of Brooklyn, a logistics network has been moving blood
good?
through the city with precision.
Oh,
Not hospital surplus, not panic stock, structured distribution, and someone built it to run like clockwork. Our coterie has already made the first move. A warehouse was intercepted, phones were taken, a second location was discovered. Now the clock reads 01:17 a.m. A narrow rail window has just opened at the Canarsie Spur. The signal housing is live, the transfer node is active, and our coterie stands inside it, seconds before whatever was meant to move through it arrives. This is Vampire the Masquerade. This is New York after midnight. And this is Shadows on the third rail. Let's begin.
Okay, did you hear her at the end there?
what do you mean?
Yeah,
Like, are you here? Did you hear her? Okay.
Yeah, that time we did.
Okay,
Yeah.
was it too? And you did, but you didn't get. I can have her re-narrate the whole thing again so you can hear it.
No, it just went over. We took down the warehouse, took down that in-between place, and now we're at the spur station or whatever it was, and it's 1:17, and we're waiting on the delivery, and we have to decide what we're gonna do.
All right,
That's where
excellent.
we left off.
All right, and if there's any audio or video issues, guys, please let me know. Okay. You should be hearing background music, which should not be too terribly loud. You guys can hear that?
Yep.
Okay, good. So you guys should be hearing background music that's not too terribly loud or anything. And I'm also talking to the audience, by the way, so I know it's goofy. I'm used to doing these streams alone, so live streaming alone mostly. Okay, so here we go. Here we go.
Runtime mode. Active Canarsie Spur maintenance structure. 01:17 a.m. The railside door hangs open. Cold night air rolls in from the tracks. The faint hum of electrified rail lines vibrates through the concrete under your feet. Inside, a high-ceilinged coordination bay. Industrial lighting. Signal equipment mounted along the far wall. A steel console housing cycling indicators. Green to amber to green. A digital countdown has just rolled past 1 the tren. 3 workers lie unconscious on the concrete. No alarms, no radio chatter. From outside down the line, faint, metallic. A vibration building along the track. Something is coming through the window. Both doors remain open. You are in control of the structure. What do you do?
All right, guys, what are we doing? Something's coming.
Right, they're supposed to be coming. Was supposed to be a delivery or a pickup, one of the two, but we got to decide what we're gonna do because stuff's gonna keep moving. So.
Well,
we
I would say hide the bodies.
Yeah, we got to do that, and I maybe I don't know if they'll recognize people. I don't know how close they work together, but even if we move them and then pretend that we're waiting on the shipment anyway, too, to see what transpires, get some further intel.
Yeah. 1 second. Here's this.
3 workers are down. 2 of them wear dark navy work jackets with reflective striping across the shoulders. Rectangular chest patches, white lettering, grease smudged. Rail insignia stitched on the sleeve, utility belts, key cards clipped at the hip. The third, the one subdued near the railside door, wears similar colors but no insignia patch. Plain jacket. Earpiece wire still visible against his collar. All 3 are dressed as maintenance personnel. What do you do?
All right, so I would say hide the bodies, put on the jackets.
Strip them.
Rowan already has his uniform, so I mean, I think that he's okay, but and then we need to get that done quick and then pretend like we're the people waiting.
Yes.
What do you
So
think?
that's what we'll
Rowan?
do is we'll put the jackets and everything on.
All right, let's do that then. Okay.
I'm gonna check that. I also want to check the earpiece though. I'm gonna take that guy's earpiece and put it in so I can see if there's any it's connected to a phone or something like that, because I want to see if there's any traffic coming over it.
Okay. What is the? It's MTA, right? MTA. That's who you work for, Rowan? Salty Skipper?
Hello?
Are we having an issue? Uh-oh.
Let's see. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
MTA,
Hey.
that's who you work for, right?
Yeah, MTA. That's what.
Can
that's
you guys
what,
hear me?
Yeah, I can. We can hear you. Can you hear
No.
us?
Yeah, I
Okay.
am. Discord on my computer is just ridiculous, so I moved it to my phone, and
Oh,
there we.
okay. Are we working?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. You
So,
work for the. I was.
out of the loop. I've been out of the loop since since ChatGPT explained everything.
Oh, so we're gonna move. We've got something coming down the tracks, from far a
Okay.
little bit far off. We've decided we're going to hide the bodies, and then John, Bain, and Vladimir are gonna put on the uniforms. But you already have an MTA uniform on, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Is already wearing an
But
MTA. Yeah. What's up?
But nobody that's in here was wearing an MTA uniform, right?
Well,
So
they were wearing.
you don't want it to look.
We don't know. I mean, ChatGPT never described them. What they were wearing.
Well,
So-
navy blue with stripes on the shoulders. They had a patch on the front. The two of them did. The other guy did not have the patch.
Yeah, but they're dressed like maintenance personnel. I would say that we should all just switch uniforms.
Yeah, just to stay in lingo. And like I said, I'll take
mean,
the
if,
guy who didn't have.
Considering there's a rail car moving down the track, I don't think you'd have time to take off your clothes and then freaking don other uniforms and stuff like that. It'd probably be better if I just meet whatever car is coming down the track and you guys hide.
Well, 1 second. Yeah, but you're not wearing the same uniform, is what I'm saying, because they're not dressed in MTA. They're dressed in workers in maintenance worker uniforms.
And we don't have to take all their clothes, just their jackets.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
their overcoats and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. So I'm asking if we have enough time. And then let's see. Let me see. Here we go. This is what I've got.
Time is moving.
No
The
vampires.
signal housing continues cycling. The vibration along the
No
rail
vampires.
is stronger now, not distant anymore. Something heavy is approaching within the open window. You estimate less than a minute before visual contact on the track, possibly less. Hiding 3 adult bodies would require dragging them out of sight. The spur platform has limited cover. The signal control room door is open behind you. That space is enclosed. Switching jackets would take additional time. You cannot fully hide all 3 and change clothing without risking overlap with a rival. You can quickly drag bodies into the signal control room. Close one or both doors. Strip 1 or 2 jackets rapidly. Take positions as maintenance staff. But not all steps cleanly without precision. The rail hum rises. Headlights begin to bloom faintly down the track. Declare exact actions.
All
All right, now since we have our time frame, Rowan, you stay in your MTA stuff. We ain't got a choice about that. But then the maintenance, me and John will take the strip the 2, drag them in there. I could drag all 3. Jesus, they ain't that. They're only humans. So I'll drag all 3 of them in, and then I'll toss John one of the jackets, and then I will take him into the room, close the door while I'm putting the jacket on, and I'm going to put that, if it's an earpiece with a radio or whatever, I'm going to put that on too. And then if I'm late coming out, so what? I'll walk out and be like, hey, oh, they're here. Okay.
Yeah. And I'll move towards the rail switch lever
Okay.
to prepare for the car coming in.
Uh-huh. Okay, just a second, and then John will quickly put on a jacket. I got that, and then Vlad will.
I'll just grab. Yeah, I'm gonna grab them all and drag their asses in there and throw them into that room and close it. Grab a jacket, put the earpiece in, and whatever's attached to it, and then Rowan's gonna move to the rail door to it area.
And then Rowan moves to the rail switch. The rail switch lever, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Vlad is going to drag all 3 bodies at the same time into the signal control room. John will quickly put on a jacket, and Vlad is going to put in that earpiece and one of the workers was wearing. And you're moving to the rail switch lever.
Yep. So if they come and I'm walking back, no big deal. At least we got stuff covered.
Okay. Here we go. We are checking to see what is going to happen. Tools. Let's, where is my, I'll use the stealth. There we go, we're moving fast. Alright, so, dragging the 3 bodies simultaneously. It is physically, or here, I'll let it read. I don't know why I'm trying to read it out loud.
Action legality check. Dragging 3 adult bodies simultaneously. Physically possible but inefficient. You may attempt it as a single strength plus athletics roll. Failure risks delay. John changing jackets. No roll required if uninterrupted. Vladimir donning jacket's earpiece. No roll required once inside. Rowan moving to rail switch lever. Movement only. The rail vibration intensifies. Headlights now clearly visible down the line. Resolve in order. Vladimir dragging all 3 bodies at once. Roll strength plus athletics state if you blood surge before rolling.
All right.
Okay. No, I'm not going to try to blood surge, but I am going to athletics plus my strength, so that's 6 dice.
Yep. So roll that and we'll put in the results. Oh, Jesus.
And that's stuff.
You can do. What is it? You can do a. So John, you can do.
I was gonna say I can bench press 800 pounds, but I can't move 3 bodies.
No. You'll do it. You'll do it, but it's speed. It's talking about speed, but that's not the. That's what. I love you guys.
What about my fleetness? What about if I use fleetness? Because I have fleetness, and that makes me move at supernatural speeds, like the Flash.
Oh yeah, that's good. Let me go. Vlad will use. What is the actual name of that ability?
Fleetness.
We'll use fleetness.
Yes.
Yes. And let me see if, because I've got it right here. I've got to read it for myself too, real quick. Checking fleetness, which I have, because I don't know all of these. So I can make sure that it does this. We do this right. I love the fact that I did this. It is the coolest thing ever. I have all disciplines in a little document so I can look it up. All right, fleetness.
Yeah.
Allows
faster
the
than-
Okay, yeah. add the clarity rating to the user's dice pool for non-combat dexterity once per turn. Okay, yeah, so cool. John will use fleetness to complete the action.
Vlad.
Or Vlad, yeah, sorry. Not. All right, so you're going to... you're going to have to do... Okay, so yeah, do a rouse check.
Okay. Just one?
Yes. All right, so
Of course.
rouse check failed, which is fine.
Stupid. Stop.
So this whole thing was about speed. So using fleetness is the answer to.
Rouse check result. Failure. Hunger increases by 1. Vladimir's veins tighten. The beast presses closer behind his eyes. Fleetness engages. You move. The world sharpens. Edges crisp, time stretched thin. Vladimir sweeps all 3 workers in a brutal, efficient motion. 1 under each arm, 1 hooked by belt and collar, boots scraping across concrete. In a blur of speed, you cross the bay and shove the bodies into the signal control room. The door slams shut behind you. John tears a jacket off one of the workers and shrugs into it. Vladimir pulls another jacket on and seats the earpiece in place. Rowan steps to the rail switch lever, heavy steel, mounted waist-high beside the signal console. Outside, the headlights bloom fully now. A maintenance engine, low, industrial, not passenger, rolling into the spur window at controlled speed. It is seconds away from visual contact at the door. The signal housing cycles green. The railside door remains open. What do you do?
All right, so we're all in position. Anything else? 1 second. But you were doing.
No, I'm literally just waiting until the rail car stops, and then I'll probably throw that switch. I'm sure it's got some sort of braking, system. And then I was gonna check the cargo door.
I want to know what happens with that earpiece.
Yeah, so do I. I want to see if there's any. Was it attached to a radio or his phone or what? I don't know. I wasn't told.
So I'm
But
saying,
I'll tell you what. The next ones I'm having Malik. I'm sending Malik out so we can get earpieces, so that way we don't have to do this hand signaling and everything else. That is so inefficient.
All right, so I'm putting. Okay, so does Vlad hear anything in the earpiece? Give us details. Here we go.
Vladimir adjusts the earpiece, a burst of static. Then, low channel chatter, compressed, professional. Spur window confirmed, track clear. A second voice, different cadence, not panicked, routine. Engine 7 approaching marker, 30 seconds. A faint metallic clank in the background of the transmission, rail coupling. Then node, confirm ready to receive. Silence hangs for half a beat. The transmission repeats sharper. Canarsie node, confirm ready to receive. Window is live. The engine headlights now wash across the open railside door. The low-maintenance locomotive slows as it approaches the spur alignment. They are expecting a response. You have seconds. What do you do?
By the way,
Canary node, ready to receive.
Okay, I just wanted
I'm
to
gonna
let
let him know.
Oh,
Yeah.
just a second. I want to let you know. So the earpiece is attached to a radio. So you've got the radio and the earpiece. Actually,
Yep,
here,
and the Canary node. I'm gonna confirm that we're prepared for the arrival.
Yeah, Canarsie. It's the stupidest thing. It's a real place. So, but all right.
Well,
all
the
right.
name of the Canarsie node, ready to receive.
Confirms that we are ready to receive. All right, excellent. So Vlad confirms that we are ready to receive. Here we go. All right. here we go. What are we gonna find? What is this gonna be?
Vladimir presses the transmit button. A soft click. Canarsie node ready to receive. Half a second of silence. Then copy node, bringing her in. The engine rolls forward. Slow, deliberate. The maintenance locomotive eases past the threshold of the open railside door, steel wheels grinding softly against the spur. No horn, no excess noise. Behind it, a single attached cargo unit. Short, reinforced, industrial grade. No passenger windows, no standard freight markings. The locomotive halts in precise alignment with the interior floor markings of the bay. A hydraulic hiss as the brakes engage. Over the radio, node, confirm latch alignment. The cargo unit sits just outside the bay's internal transfer platform. The engine idles. They are waiting for the internal transfer mechanism to engage. Rowan stands at the rail switch lever. Signal housing is still cycling green. What do you do?
Hey, Rowan, do the latch thing.
I'm gonna throw the switch and then give you guys a thumbs up.
All right. Rowan
And then
uses-
I'll transmit to him. Yeah, latch, whatever. I don't know all this railroad stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Align the latch.
And then I'm gonna start moving back towards that cargo car.
Okay. Up.
And while I move back to the cargo car, I'm gonna raise up my arm so Scratch can run up my arm and be on top of the two cars, so that he's got a bird's eye view of while I'm walking.
Okay. Toward the car. Man, it's really good that I can type so fast. So you're moving towards the car. He places Scratch on top of the car. So he has a bird's eye view. All right. So Rowan uses the terminal to align the latch and gives Vlad a thumbs up. Rowan then moves toward the car, places Scratch on top of the car so he has a bird's eye view, and then Vlad confirms alignment over the radio. Does that sound good? Any addition? All right, here we go. And I'm just chilling.
And standing in the by the receiving door. Of course, I've moved up to as close as I can get since I did the the flash movement with the carcasses.
Okay. So 1 second. So you are now. Where are you? You said you walked out of the office and you're standing where now?
Right by the open receiving door. You should be standing near there too.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, we'll do that. John have moved to the open receiving door. All right. Please note see if I can spell correctly. Okay, here we go. Nope. That is not it. That's not it. Just a second. No, sorry. It's doing something. That it's being goofy. I've got to remind it. That's the thing. I hate. So everybody thinks that AI is going to take over the world. AI is so stupid. AI is so dumb. If this thing could if this thing takes over the world, we're having other problems. Okay, here we go though. Here we go.
Rowan moves. The terminal beside the rail lever hums softly, alignment indicators blinking amber. You pull the latch alignment control. A heavy mechanical clunk reverberates through the bay as the internal receiving plate shifts forward and locks into position with the cargo unit's undercarriage guide. On the rail unit outside, a matching metallic response. The radio crackles. Vladimir keys the mic. Latch aligned. Ready to receive. A beat. Copy that, node. Initiating transfer cycle. The locomotive idles steady. Rowan moves toward the cargo car, boots echoing across concrete. The car is reinforced steel, matte industrial gray, with sealed side panels and a recessed service hatch facing inward toward the bay. Scratch flows across the floor and leaps lightly upward, claws finding purchase along the ribbed side paneling. In a fluid motion, the cat climbs, perching along the upper seam near the roofline.
I'll fix that, don't worry.
From
that I covered
above,
the cat.
Scratch has a clear view, the locomotive operator visible through the front cab window. One silhouette inside the cargo unit's forward compartment, interior of the bay. Both doors. Inside the structure, hydraulic mechanisms begin to engage. A recessed track from the floor extends toward the cargo unit, metal on metal contact. A side hatch on the cargo unit unlocks with a heavy internal release. The radio again. Node. Confirm personnel count. The transfer door is about to open. They expect the standard crew inside. What do you do?
All right, now 1 second.
I'm gonna radio back. We have 3 personnel in the node.
Well,
Okay,
no. How many dudes were here originally?
There was 3, wasn't there?
Oh, let me ask. 1 second. Well, 1 second, because I typed in our different positions and then it said something else. So just a second. Here, look at this.
Movement logged. Vladimir and John now stand at the open receiving hatch of the cargo unit. Runtime continues. The cargo unit's side hatch unlocks fully with a heavy internal clank. Hydraulics release. The reinforced panel slides upward halfway, exposing the interior loading chamber. Cold vapor spills outward. Controlled refrigeration. Inside, modular rack systems. Industrial blood transport canisters secured in locking cradles. Clear labeling bands, coded, not hospital marked. At the forward end of the chamber stands a man in dark, insulated coveralls. Not rail insignia. No reflective striping. Clean boots. He looks at you. Calm. Expectant. He counts silently. 1 short, he says evenly. He looks between Vladimir and John. Where's your third? The locomotive engine idles behind him. The transfer mechanism hums, awaiting the next step. What do you do?
Wait,
Okay, so
is it
they don't.
Rowan
I mean, they don't. What's that?
Rowan, okay, he said he was going towards the car, so he's...
Yeah, he's not counting me, and that's because I said I was heading towards the cargo car to receive.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, I'm gonna point at the third's over there.
Okay, let me see. Okay. So Vladimir tells the man that our third one is over there, and he points towards Rowan, who is now approaching the car.
Container car, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Okay.
Vladimir gestures toward Rowan. Our third's right there. The man inside the cargo unit shifts his gaze past you. Rowan is closing the distance, MTA uniform visible, movement steady, controlled. The man studies him. A pause, then a small nod. Didn't see him on the initial count. He steps back slightly from the threshold. All right, we're tight on the window. Let's move. He reaches to the interior rack system and pulls a release lever. The first modular canister slides forward along a guided rail toward the receiving plate inside the structure. It locks halfway between car and bay, waiting for internal confirmation. Over the radio, node, begin intake sequence. The refrigeration unit continues venting cold vapor. Scratch, from above, sees the locomotive operator watching but not moving. No additional personnel visible outside the engine cab. The access roadside remains quiet. The transfer is about to begin. Rowan is within arm's reach of the car now. What do you do?
Who's our best? I I have okay charisma. I was gonna say we should try maybe asking this guy what it is, you know?
I don't know. He seems kind of no bullshit, and I don't know. That'd be kind of suspicious.
Let me confirm this. Just a second.
Well, do we have to receive that thing? Does somebody have to pull a lever or something to receive the? Since it's locked halfway in between.
Just a second. I'm asking how many NPCs are present because Scratch is seeing just the one. Well, like.
He's got the conductor in the front, the driver, and then he has the dude in the insulated black suit.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Don't.
Just a moment. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, what are you thinking though? Because he's saying.
Well, I'm gonna be like, hey, you go ahead and go and initiate the transfer wherever. I don't. Is there a lever or something that's supposed to get pulled or something like that? I'm telling John that.
Yeah.
I'll be like, Roger, we're getting ready to receive.
Just a second. All right. Okay. Okay. So wait, you're saying who are you talking to, or are you telling the guy to do it?
No. I was telling John, you.
Oh, me. Okay.
Go down by wherever it's go. Yeah, wherever it's coming in, it's connected, but we have to initiate I guess our half of it to pull the shipment in.
Well, okay. 1 second. I'm trying to understand this. So he's saying we're gonna do the node begin intake sequence. What am I supposed to do though? Well, let me ask. Let's see what do we see for C as far as a way to begin
I would
transfer.
I would say also ask it, can I see and hear what's going on the distance that I am, and would I have enough information to know how this specific transfer takes place?
Yeah, that actually that's what I was thinking too. Is like because you're an MTA worker, so. Let's see. Okay, and then does Rowan have enough knowledge to do the transfer sequence?
Yeah, to initiate the transfer sequence, yeah.
Meaning that he is an MTA worker.
But also, can I see and hear what's going on?
Yeah, I got you. I already put that. Okay. 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 Here we go. There you go. I got it. We're so close to figuring out what is happening here. Trying to think. I've got to. I need to click things, otherwise it makes me go away. So I just do like a little stealth. We're hiding. We're hiding our intent here. All right, here we go.
Out of narrative, mechanical and perception clarification. Had what you see, transfer initiation. From current positioning, Vladimir John at hatch, Rowan approaching. Visible physical elements. Inside the bay, floor-mounted receiving plate aligned with cargo rail. Mechanical latch system already engaged. Modular rack track extending from cargo car to receiving plate. Control terminal mounted on interior wall. near rail liver. Status panel cycling green, steady green, window active. Intake confirmation light currently amber, awaiting confirmation. Inside cargo unit, rack system locked halfway out. Handler manually operating rack release lever. No automatic conveyor movement yet.
Okay.
What has not happened yet? Intake motors have not engaged. No mechanical draw-in sequence initiated. No hydraulic pull system activated. No automated locking pins seated. This means the final intake confirmation must be triggered from inside the structure. What Rowan specifically perceives. Rowan is closer to terminal, signal housing, rail lever assembly, intake panel. Because of proximity, he can hear internal intake motors idling but not active, relay clicking inside control housing, transfer timer cycling. John and Vlad at the hatch primarily perceive handler, racks, cold vapor, locomotive idle. Rowan has clearer operational access to the system controls. Does Rowan have enough knowledge?
Okay.
This requires legality confirmation.
Is this going
Rowan,
too fast
mortal
or too
profession,
slow?
MTA
Sorry.
worker, currently an
Sorry, go on.
Well, no, I was gonna say. Well, then I'm gonna hop. Well, I was just gonna holler. I was gonna holler at Rowan. Hey, get your ass up in there and get the initiate the transfer.
All right,
Yeah.
excellent. We'll do that. And basically, just so your understanding is that there's
What's what I was waiting for? What was her ruling?
yeah, so you can do it.
Okay.
The other thing is that blood. What we're actually getting is containers of blood.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming.
Yeah. So resume runtime. Because Rowan can. We're looking inside and seeing that it's actually big containers of with blood in them, just like in the warehouse. Okay,
Yeah.
so Vlad yells to Rowan, "Get your ass in here!" Here, I'll even just say it like this. So Vlad is going to yell over to Rowan, "Hey, Rowan, get your ass in here and initiate the sequence." And then Rowan is going to go over and initiate the transfer sequence to begin unloading the train car.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I will initiate the sequence and then friggin' give them a signal, like a thumbs up, like, hey, it's all good.
Yeah. Just a second.
And if that guy happens to look at us funny, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, what the hell am I supposed to do? They just send me people that are cleared to work here. I don't have control over their skill level and where they're supposed to be."
All right.
First day on the job.
It's my first day. Rowan is then going to give a thumbs up to the train people. I'll just put train people. I don't know what to call them.
Yeah, and they should hear once he gets the stuff starts to engage, the motor should kick in and all that other stuff, the hydraulic.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right.
Now, is there anything back there that can I do like an investigation to see? All right, do I see any sort of symbols? Do I see any sort of manifest logs? Do I see anything that would give an idea of, like who, what, when, where? Or is there anything possibly that I could steal and pocket from this back area while no one's looking, so that we have some evidence of what's going on?
Okay, 1 second. Let's go through this and then we'll move on from there.
runtime mode. The cargo handler stands inside the refrigerated unit. The first modular rack sits extended halfway between car and bay. Vladimir raises his voice toward Rowan. Hey, Rowan, get your ass in here and initiate the sequence. The handler glances toward Rowan, impatient but not alarmed. We're burning window, he says flatly. Rowan turns from the hatch and steps to the intake terminal mounted beside the rail lever. The panel glows steady green. Display reads, window active, receiving node confirmed intake, awaiting authorization. Below the display, Physical confirmation toggle. Intake motor engagement switch. Transfer log stamp indicator. Rowan flips the authorization toggle. A mechanical relay clicks. He depresses the intake engagement switch. Deep within the floor, heavy motors engage. The receiving plate locks fully into the cargo unit's guide rails. Hydraulic arms extend. The modular rack jerks, then begins sliding fully into the structure with controlled industrial force. The handler steps back inside the cargo unit, watching the movement. Rowan raises a hand and gives a firm thumbs up toward the cargo unit and locomotive. The handler nods once. Over the radio. Intake confirmed. Node receiving. The locomotive idles steady. The first rack locks into the internal bay cradle. Internal status light shifts from amber to steady green. Another rack inside the cargo unit unlocks automatically. Cold vapor continues to spill across the concrete floor. Scratch from above sees the locomotive operator remains seated. No movement from the cab. No additional personnel visible on exterior rail line. Access road still quiet. The transfer has begun. The second rack begins to slide forward. The window clock continues ticking. What do you do?
All right, 1 second before we do all that. There's some important information here.
Runtime, spatial layout, high-ceilinged industrial bay, rectangular. Track runs directly through the rail side door into the structure. Below is your current positioning. You can see the code in our conversation history. Exact positions, Rowan, at intake terminal on interior wall. Approximately 10 to 15 feet from cargo hatch. Side on to handler. Can see both the hatch and signal panel. Vladimir, standing at receiving hatch,
He's like 10 to
just
15 feet.
inside the bay. The 3 to 4 feet from the handler. Direct line of sight into cargo unit. John, beside Vladimir at hatch, slightly offset, can see handler and first rack fully. Cargo handler, inside cargo unit, 2 to 3 feet inside threshold, watching intake sequence. Locomotive operator, in engine cab beyond cargo unit, elevated slightly, watching forward through cab window. Scratch, on upper seam of cargo unit roofline. Clear overhead view of handler, Vlad and John, Rowan. Bay interior, exterior track direction Malik. Not present inside structure. In vehicle on access road. Distances approximate. Rowan to Vlad John, Tasha 12 feet. Vlad to handler, 3 to 4 feet. Handler to locomotive cab, 20 to 25 feet. Floor to catwalk height, 20 feet. The second rack is beginning to slide forward. Everyone is currently within short sprint distance of each other. What do you do?
Oh wow, that's really cool. Excuse me, guys. Oh, okay. That's really good. I'll come and take a look at it later, okay? Daddy's working, but it looks really nice, Brian. Yeah. Yeah, okay, can you close my door? Sorry, my son is working on a school project. All right, you put Scratch on top of the train though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just a second, because I got that wrong. I'm fixing it. Just a second. Okay, so we're all basically Vlad and I are standing right next to each other at the door. You're behind us. Like, it's like you're 15 feet back. Then it's and then it's us right next to the train. 1 second. And then we're right next to the handler. Just a second. There we go. There you go. Okay.
My wish for action still stands. Like I'm going to be looking to see if there's anything here that I can take or see to try to like ascertain who these people are and if there's any evidence I can take, to be like, this is what's going on here.
Yeah, because we need to determine, are we gonna jump this train and take these guys out and just, or let it continue because we don't want to interrupt operations, but we want to find out, possibly he wants identification on where they came from, where they're going, something, so we can follow up on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, my thought would be that we don't want to interrupt their operations. We want them to think that everything's going smoothly so we can set up a follow-on operation.
Well, why don't you use... So Scratch is on top of the train. Use Scratch. Have him send him over to check... I mean, anything. They don't know that he's there at all, so...
Yeah, but I'm also back here where this transfer stuff is going on. So that's why I was saying, since I'm back here and I'm 15 to 20 feet away from everybody, let me just go ahead and look around and see anything, do a quick investigation of this whole area. Is there anything that I see, markings, symbols, anything to let me know who, what, when, where, is doing this? And is there anything that I can take for evidence, like pocket, like maybe there's a vial of blood I can pull, and pocket that.
All right. Okay, so here we go. Let me just a second. So Rowan is going to be trying to observe and see, maybe do a little bit of, like an investigation, trying to see if there's anything that he can determine as far as what's going on here, because we don't actually know exactly everything that's going on yet. If there's any evidence that he should bring with us to try to uncover that, even if it's at a later time. And then you want me... Okay, and then do you want me to have... Are you going to have Scratch then be investigating?
No, Scratch... I'm just keeping Scratch as like a lookout so that nobody can come up on us, jump us. Or if I'm in the middle of something, he can alert me that somebody's coming.
All right. Anything you want to do,
so
Vlad?
If I do find something that I could steal and pocket, but maybe it takes a little while to do, at least he's there to, alert me if this guy starts coming up.
Yeah, okay, sure. Okay, anything you want to do, Vlad?
Well, I'm just keeping an eye on this guy because he's only about 3 feet away from me, so if I need to, reach out and touch someone, I have no issue blinking behind him and making his day worse than it ever could have been in the first place.
In position, watching, ready for any confrontation. So we got you ready for any confrontation, and then I think I'm gonna talk to the guy, John Bain. I'm gonna talk. I'm just gonna do a little friendly conversation here. Just a second. Let's see. So John Bain is gonna talk to the handler and just say, how many more stops you guys got tonight? Yeah, I mean, basically that's all I should ask, right? Is how many more stops you got tonight? Do you need me to be doing anything else while we're standing here? And is it going to be a long night for you, or has it been has it been pretty busy, or has it been a slow night?
Yeah.
One second. Now it got all that. Okay. John Bain is going to talk to the handler because of the way I said this, it was stupid. He's going to talk to the handler and just say, how many more stops you guys got tonight? Stop tonight. Do you need me to be doing anything while I'm standing here? And is it gonna be? There you go. Sorry, I just gotta put. Okay, so is it gonna be a long night for you guys, or has it been or has it been pretty busy, or has it been slow tonight? Okay, good. All right, that is totally natural and not going to alert anyone of anything. Man, I'll tell you, John May is gonna talk to the handler and say. Let's see what happens. I'm trying to use some subterfuge here. So far we've either killed or incapacitated everybody that we've met, tonight. We
Yeah.
don't, you know, I mean, we've got an assassin, a tank vampire, and a frickin' Bruja, which are just warriors. So let's see what happens. Here we go. Let's see.
Runtime mode. Second rack slides forward. Metal grinding low and controlled. Cold vapor rolls around your boots. Rowan, you shift slightly at the intake terminal, not disengaging but watching. You scan the rack labels, the handler's movements, the intake logs on the screen, the interior of the cargo unit. No roll yet, you are passively observing. From this vantage, you notice the canisters are not hospital tagged. Instead, each has alphanumeric code beginning with MR, followed by district identifiers. Then a 3-digit batch number. You also see, on the intake screen beneath the standard MTA freight log header, a secondary logging line flashes briefly before auto-collapsing. It reads, Client Node, Marrow Distribution. That line does not appear standard MTA. It disappears once the rack locks. The intake log timestamp is recorded automatically. You have time for deeper inspection, but doing so may require closer look or interaction. Shash. John. You shift tone casual, controlled. How many more stops you guys got tonight? Need me doing anything else? Long night? The handler doesn't look at you immediately. He's watching the second rack begin to slide. Then, 2 more nodes after this. South Brooklyn and one up toward Queens. He glances at you now. Should be smooth if windows hold. He gestures toward the intake. You're good unless the system hiccups. His tone is relaxed, not suspicious, not friendly, professional. The second rack locks into place inside the bay. A third unlocks automatically. Adar Vladimir, you remain at threshold. Handler is within arm's reach. He is not armed visibly. No tension in his posture. Locomotive operator remains still. Scratch sees no movement along the rail line beyond engine. No headlights approaching. Access road remains quiet. Transfer continues. What do you do?
All right.
All right.
So, I mean, my question here is this a... So now we know where the next... Now we know of 2 more nodes. Okay?
Mhm.
Is this a get everything and report back to our handlers situation, or is this a kill everybody, then go to the other places and kill them too and figure everything out and then, you know, move on from there? Like, what do you guys think?
Well, this seems like it's a bigger. This seems like more of a central place for this stuff to take place, and they're using a rail system because it's most efficient for the large cargo they're bringing in. But again, we don't know where it's coming from or what, and that's the big thing. So I don't know if we should jump everybody here or not. I think we should receive the shipment, let it go, try to identify any markings on the train, and pick it up after we talk to the handlers and let them know, because this seems like it's something really big, so especially if it's got a blood supply like this.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think, yeah, especially because now we have 2 other locations. So even if we called and said, hey, this is what's going on, and then we went to the other, like if we went to the other locations and they received their stuff, if it was a situation where they offload it and then start taking it somewhere else, we could follow them to wherever, you know, and keep following the rabbit down the hole, you know, so.
Well, my thing is, like, is it illegal, if you will, for these people to be transporting blood? You know, are they trying to, you know, start some sort of operation to rival, you know, our organization type thing? So at the end of the day, yeah, I wouldn't want to stop their information. I just want to try to take as much information as I can so that I can pass this back up to whoever I'm going to go talk to. Because obviously someone sent me down here, you know, to help you guys out on this this thing.
Yeah.
So I'm more going for an observe and report, and I will be doing the deeper investigation in the area that I'm in, and again, with the specific intent of trying to grab something so that I can bring it back and be like, here's some evidence, and here's who I think is doing this.
Yeah. Well, all right. Then let's do that. Okay. So I'll tell our storyteller here. So we have decided that we are not going to take any violent action against these people. We are going to receive this shipment, and for now, we're going to go along, and we're not going to do anything bad. So we're just going to keep unloading and observing. Not going to take any violent. We are going to receive the shipment, and for now, we're going to go along, and we're not going to do anything bad. Confrontational. Confrontation. So we're just going to keep unloading and observing. All right, here we go.
Well, did you tell her I'm actively looking for physical evidence that I can take with me?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, 1 second. Let's see.
Runtime mode understood. No hostile action. Maintain cover. Receive shipment. Observe. The third rack slides forward. Hydraulics hum steady. Cold vapor thickens across the floor as internal refrigeration compensates for open transfer. The handler monitors the rack movement. Calm. Efficient. Cycle looks clean, he mutters, mostly to himself. Over the radio, the locomotive operator says, "Window holding steady. 3 minutes remaining." The handler glances toward Rowan briefly. "You've been good on timing lately. Beard Street had a hiccup earlier." He watches the rack lock. "But looks like you're back on track." That comment hangs. Inside the bay, 3 racks now secured internally. 4th unlocking inside cargo unit. Intake log incrementing with each transfer. Rowan, observing the console, notices. Each rack autologs. Node ID, CanSpur03, client node, Marrow distribution, batch codes consistent across racks. No destination listed on intake side. This appears to be a relay node, not final distribution. Scratch observes from above. The handler's jacket has a stitched internal patch visible at collar seam. Small symbol, not rail insignia. Circular. 3 vertical lines intersected by a horizontal bar. The locomotive operator remains seated. Hands on console. No visible weapon. John stands casual. Non-threatening. Vladimir remains steady at hatch. 4th rack begins sliding in. No tension rising, no alarms. You are successfully embedded in the process. What do?
Wait, that was a circle. I know that's what I was gonna say. So that was a circle with 3 vertical lines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Symbol on train cargo handler. Just a minute. I've got to put this freaking thing should be in bullet points. Thank you.
Yeah, did she said Beard Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was making a note.
Yeah, because Beard Street Beard Street was us, wasn't it? Or am I totally off?
No, I didn't. I think it's off because he's talking about the train, and we didn't deal with the train.
Okay, so we've got 3 locations so far.
And you said there was a symbol or something, a circle with 3 vertical lines?
Yeah.
A circle with 3 vertical lines. Where is it?
Okay.
Scratch, he says 3 vertical lines intersected by a horizontal bar. So we've got Beard Street. Let me see. Small symbol. Yeah, okay, we've got the 3 locations though are wait, what are you doing? Dang it, I'm sorry, I did something weird. So we've got three locations though: Beard Street and Queens and Brooklyn. Is that what he said? I'll tell you right now. I'm the one that can see it. So what am I asking you guys for? So we've got before it was. Where did he say? Because I talked 2 more nodes after this. South Brooklyn and towards South Brooklyn. Okay. South Brooklyn. And then toward Queens. And then Beard Street. Beard Street. And then what location are we? We're at the freaking Canarsie.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're at the spur.
Canarsie Spur. Alright, so we've got 5 locations. Beard Street, Canarsie Spur, South Brooklyn, and quote unquote towards Queens. So, alright. That's good. What do we want to... By the way, I can do a time jump. By the way, if you guys want me to just like say, hey, we're going to jump past doing all this unloading, and if you could narrate what happens, I can also do that if you want me to.
I think that's for the best, unless she's going to give us, what I'm looking for, which is, she still seems to be jumping around that. I'm like, just tell me if I can find something other than, that I can take physical evidence from this area that I'm messing around with.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that specifically. Okay. So this is out of narrative. Could we do a time jump to just kind of get past doing all this unloading and everything, because we're not going to have any conflict, but we do want you to narrate and tell us what does happen. Rowan is trying to investigate, and specifically if you could have him, actively looking and trying to find out if there's any evidence that he can see from where he is, and just let us know if he finds something or not. Let us know of any interactions with this, the handler, as we are doing everything, because we're just going to be going along with them. We're not any confrontation, and as long as we're doing that, we want to do a time jump. Can we do that and have you narrate what happens up to the point where the train is getting ready to leave? Okay. And what's great is that it's a railroad. So it's not like they can go places that we can't find, because we know which railroad it is on.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Okay. All right, so I'll just go through this really quick because it's really long and she takes a long time to say things. All right, so the racks continue. 4th, 5th, 6th. 8 total are unloaded. Each rack contains 12 industrial canisters, vacuum sealed, serialized, batch coded, refrigerated to tight temperature control. Total visible shipment for this node, 96 canisters. Rowan's active observations. You do not touch the console overtly in a suspicious way. You observe between actions. No roll is required for surface data. Deeper inference would require formal investigation, but you are limited by maintaining your cover. So there is not a, by the way, system identity. This is not a standard MTA freight. The system is built on rail infrastructure, but the intake logging is dual layered. The Marrow distribution tag is not municipal. So MERROW distribution, that is special. Just a second.
MERR. You said MERRW?
OW.
OW. Oh.
And that is on the KNRC Spur terminal. Computer. Okay, cool. So the node ID structure is like a private logistics chain. Is structured like a private logistics chain. This is a private rail integrated blood distribution network operating inside municipal timing windows. So the handler, so he checks the batch numbers. He does not double confirm your identity. He assumes continuity and then references Beard Station as another node. He says casually at one point, Queens nodes have been slower lately. South Brooklyn's picking up. So there's multiple there's multiple active nodes, independent intake sites, and network scale larger than 2 locations. And then this is physical evidence that Rowan takes in without suspicion. So when the 5th rack locks in, a small adhesive batch strip peels slightly during transfer. It falls to the floor near the intake plate. The handler does not notice, and you can pocket it naturally during the routine motion. So it contains the batch ID, the processing timestamp, and the processing facility code.
Awesome.
Okay, so we're going to have you take that in just a second, though. So this is Scratch's observations. The locomotive operator remains passive, no radio escalation. Basically, he doesn't do anything. The final moments before departure. Handler seals cargo unit interior latch. He steps backward, back toward the threshold. Clean cycle, he says. Canarsie clear, 8 received. And then the locomotive operator responds, copy, closing window. Hydraulic locking pins retract. The cargo unit hatch lowers and seals. The locomotive begins slow reverse roll. Metal wheels grind softly. The engine backs down the spur line and disappears into darkness. Window timer on Rowan's console rolls to 0. Signal housing shifts from green to amber, then naturally idle. Structure is silent again. You are alone inside the bay. 8 racks of individual blood canisters sit secured in the intake cradles. 3 workers remain unconscious in the control room. No alarms triggered, no suspicion raised. The window has closed. You are now in full possession of the shipment. What do you do? Take that crap and sell it, and we will be rich. No, I don't want that. I don't want to do that, but
Yeah.
So I will say, for people who are not so much into Vampire the Masquerade lore, most blood banks, because you asked about this before, and I know that you're new, so I'm just giving you some lore here. Most blood banks and blood like Red Cross and all of that, they are legally operating structures, but they are controlled by vampires, and they keep the blood, like almost all of them are. So any time that there's like a legal blood bank, or a hospital is receiving blood, whatever money they paid for it is most likely, it's absolutely probably 90% of the time or more going to a vampire controlled organization, and then they siphon the blood off for themselves as well. So because you were asking about like the shipments and stuff, like almost all blood shipments of any kind, whether it's legal or illegal, is vampire stuff. So this is a vampire organization, almost, that's almost guaranteed. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I got that it's a vampire organization, but it's more of like, is this, like our organization's turf, if you will, or like, are these people not allowed to move blood through the Chimera's freaking area or whatever?
So the Camarilla. So I can verify this. This is not a spoiler because it was part of the setup. So yes, everything that we're doing is within our territory. As far
Okay.
So
other people shouldn't be moving through it.
Right. This is a competitor. Like, so the Camarilla is the Camarilla is all. The Camarilla is officially controls everything in the vampire world. It is the vampire government. So anything that they don't know about is not legal.
Okay.
This pumpkin is...
So yeah, then I'm definitely gonna pocket that. I'm definitely gonna pocket that tube that has the batch information and manufacturer and things like that.
Yeah. So it's a batch strip.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we got that. All right. What do you guys want to do? Okay, we've got all this blood now. This is like a huge amount of money. Value of blood here. I know that we need to. I think that we should call our handler and figure out what he says the sires want us to do. Because this is big.
Yeah, we've got.
This operation is finished, so they're going to leave. So it's basically just take what you can, take what mental notes you can, any physical evidence you can, and then we will let them leave and call our handler.
Oh no, they're already left. They left. That was part of the.
Okay.
Yeah, they left. Like this. So what just happened? I know I went through it really quick, but because I asked questions and it answered them and then continued the.
Yeah, they
narration.
backed.
Yep. So they're gone. So
Yeah, they
that's what I'm
backed.
saying.
But they already backed up out of the spur.
Well, did I get a chance to take that thing, or was it saying all that information that I had was from something I took?
No. You're taking it now. Like now you'll pick it up because now they're gone. You'll pick it up. Yeah, but I'm telling you guys, this is too big. Like this is, 96 containers, 96 individually wrapped, sealed containers of blood. That's just one stop. If they're doing
Multiple.
like five,
Yeah,
like
Brooklyn.
4 stops. Yeah,
South
4
Brooklyn
stops.
picking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I say that we should call our handlers and figure out what we're gonna do here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And while we're doing that, since my hunger is up to 2, I'm gonna suck down that bag of blood anyway, so I can get my hunger down.
All right, 1 second. Is your hunger at 2?
Yeah. Because I missed the route.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, here we go. All right, so we are now going to call our handler, the one that has been, who gave us the mission and talks talks to us for the sires. And we're going to tell him what we've witnessed here. We've got 96 individually sealed packages of blood here. Actually, we're going to report that there's 95 because Vladimir is about to eat one of them to get his hunger down. But that's what we're going to do.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'll take one anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna take one of them, but then I'm gonna use that bag of blood we got earlier, and I'm gonna use that to sate my 1 dot of hunger.
Oh, do you have a bag of blood? Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, I never used it.
Oh, wait a minute. Then I'll change it then.
Why? I can always use backups. Who cares? The sires don't need all this stuff, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. All right.
Yeah, I'll keep one. We'll report 95, and then I'll use my bag of blood, and then I still have a backup.
All right, cool.
Runtime mode Rowan bends and casually retrieves the fallen batch strip during normal post-transfer movement. It slides into his pocket unnoticed. Vladimir selects 1 canister from the nearest rack. Industrial seal intact. Vacuum capped. He cracks the seal. The scent hits immediately. Cold. Processed, preserved. But beneath the sterile surface, layered resonance. You feed. Slake 1 hunger. Update. Vladimir hunger 2-1. The blood is clean. Blended. Balanced. Not hospital panic blood. Not animal. Not singular donor. Engineered mix. The bay is quiet now. Window closed. Locomotive gone. 8 racks secured. 3 unconscious workers in control room. 1 unconscious outside. No alarms. You call your handler. 1 ring. 2. He answers. You're early. Rowan speaks. You report. Canarsie spur node confirmed. 95 sealed canisters received. 8 rack modules. Rail integrated logistics. Marrow distribution. Internal logging. Additional nodes mentioned. South Brooklyn, Queens. Structured timing windows. No confrontation. No alarm. Silence on the other end. Then you're certain about the client tag? You confirm. Another pause. That name wasn't in the brief. He exhales. Do not disrupt the network yet. Leave the structure clean. Secure 1 canister for analysis. Photograph nothing that ties you there. Withdraw. A beat, and do not engage the Queen's node yet. He hangs up. You stand in possession of 95 sealed industrial blood canisters, 1 consumed, 1 batch strip marked HLD, knowledge of at least 2 more active nodes, confirmation the sires did not know Marrow's name. The night is still young. What do you do?
Okay.
Can we get a time check on it too?
Yes.
What time? Current time.
Yeah, tell me what is the time right now?
Probably like 1:30 on it.
I think probably. Let me see.
We made our window. It was 11 minutes though.
Oh man. Okay, here we go. Yeah, 1:23. So here's what it says.
Jesus.
Runtime mode. The rail window closed moments ago. Transfer cycle completed. Handler call completed. The entire unloading sequence took approximately 4 to 5 minutes. Current time, 01:23 a.m. The structure is
Yeah, they're
quiet.
not messing around.
Industrial lights hum overhead. 95 sealed canisters sit secured in intake cradles. 3 workers remain unconscious in the control room. 1 remains outside. You have approximately 5 to 7 minutes before routine rail drift traffic might pass nearby. Unknown time before internal system logs flag something unusual. Unknown time before the next scheduled node reports completion upstream. It is still early in the night. What do you do?
All right. So he
Exactly what the handler said. Fucking take some photographs, take some physical evidence, and did him out.
I'm trying to understand this. It says, okay, name isn't in the brief, so they weren't aware of Marrow distribution. Leave the structure clean. Secure 1 canister. Photograph nothing that ties you there. What does that mean? When you say photograph nothing that ties you there, what is that saying? Do you understand how the phrasing is confusing?
Yeah,
Well, I mean-
and that
I was thinking it's like if we left any evidence of our presence there, to not photograph that and probably take care of it.
Let me. Well, I'm asking.
I don't think in our situation we have to worry about that.
I was gonna say, because we got 4 dudes that we just beat the crap out of. What do we? They're gonna know we were here.
But
Okay,
but I did bedazzle.
Well, here's what it says. Here's what it says here.
Runtime mode. You replay the handler's words in your head. Photograph nothing that ties you there. Meaning, do not create a digital record linking your faces, your location, the Canarsie Spur interior, the Marrow client tag, the shipment itself, the MTA console, the unconscious workers. To your devices, if any of you take photos, geometadata may embed location. Timestamps may contradict municipal logs. Facial recognition risks exposure. If devices are seized later, evidence exists. If SI or Marrow audits internal leaks, digital trace is traceable. Your handler is warning. Do not generate recoverable evidence.
No, he's telling
Observe.
us not to take
Remember,
pictures.
take only physical proof. Leave
okay.
no digital trail. The instruction implies they expect someone may investigate this node later. What do you do?
So that is a thing
And it-
too. Is that so? SI is Second Inquisition, which are vampire hunters. It's the order of vampire hunters, and right now they're actually kind of kicking vampires' asses in the world. So cell phones are okay to use, but a lot of vampires do not use cell phones. Period, because of exactly what it just said. Like that's part of the actual. That's part of the actual world's lore. Is like don't put
And then
stuff on there. Yeah.
And but he specifically also said, don't disrupt the Queen's node. I wonder what the hell. Then are we supposed to? Can we go and check out Brooklyn or
Okay,
try to follow
I'll
the
ask.
track?
Yeah, let me check. Let me see what it wants here.
Even though
All right,
they've already done pickup.
out of narrative question here. So he said the handler said do not engage the Queen's node yet. Is the handler telling us to be done for the night, or is he just telling us not to go to Queens? Like, we could go to Beard Station, we could go to South Brooklyn. We're trying to understand whether we've been given instructions to stop our investigation or just not to go to Queens, or basically we want to know what, like, the instructions weren't exactly the most clear. Yeah, because I know that it did say don't photograph anything, and then it did say withdraw, but I don't, like, what is do not engage with the Queen's node yet, so, yeah. Trying to figure that out. It's because it talks cinematically. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good for me there.
All right, it's about to, yeah, it gives me like it's giving us a really deep, well, not a super deep, but just like okay, I'll make sure you understand.
Out of narrative, clarification. You're asking the right question. Let's break down exactly what was said and what it implies. Handler's directives were: 1. Do not disrupt the network yet. 2. Leave the structure clean. 3. Secure 1 canister for analysis. 4. Photograph nothing that ties you there. 5. Withdraw. 6. Do not engage the Queen's node yet. What withdraw means? Withdraw in operational language means leave the current site. Do not remain in the spur structure. Do not escalate here. Do not hold territory. It does not automatically mean end the night, abort investigation, return to Haven immediately. It is site-specific. What do not engage the Queen's node yet means. This is targeted. It does not say stand down, end operations, stop investigation. It specifically says don't interfere with the Queen's node. That implies Queens is sensitive. Queens may be monitored. Queens may be more dangerous. Queens may be politically important. Queens may be intentionally left untouched for tracking. It does not prohibit returning to Beard Street, though that site was already hit. Investigating
That's
South
what I'm
Brooklyn.
saying.
Shadowing the network. Surveillance. Following logistics. Tracing HLD processing code. Interrogating a worker later. Tail work. Hash strategic interpretation. Your handler likely means, open quote, you've confirmed the network exists. We don't want you blowing it up tonight. Pull back and let us think, close quote. And open quote, Queens is off limits for now, close quote. This suggests they want time to assess Marrow. They may not have known about this scale. They don't want you escalating into something bigger before they brief internally. Hashed most likely operational intent, not go home and stop. More likely, leave the spur, don't hit Queens. We will decide next move. Important subtext. The handler paused at the name Marrow. That pause matters. It suggests this may be bigger than the sires expected, or political, or someone important. Bottom line. You are not explicitly ordered to end the night. You are ordered to leave this site, ordered not to touch Queens, ordered not to disrupt the network. Everything else remains ambiguous, which means you may continue investigation carefully, gather intelligence, follow other leads, but not openly disrupt operations. If you want, we can analyze likely political implications next.
All right, so basically what it's saying is don't do anything with any of the other locations. By the way, Beard Street was where we went after the warehouse. You know what I'm?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the location we had already hit. So
That
South.
was the workshop.
Yeah. So South Brooklyn and Queens are like basically they don't want us to go there. They just want to, but And this is a part that we have not gotten into yet in Vampire the Masquerade. Vampire the Masquerade is not a dungeon crawler like Dungeons and Dragons, and it's an open world tabletop paper and pen, or well, tabletop RPG.
Yeah.
In that we can go wherever we want while we're not doing stuff. But first, anyway, we gotta finish up. Okay, so we gotta get the canister. And I mean, yeah, we just basically all we gotta do is get the canister, I guess. Do you want to? Okay, so I'm John now. I'm telling you, tell Vlad here, hey, you want to call Malik and he can come pick us up and we can take a canister.
Yeah. I'm gonna call. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call Malik, have him pick us up. We can get a canister, and I'm kind of leaning towards let's do some reconnaissance to try to follow along and see if we can maybe locate one of those South Brooklyn nodes if it's along the track.
Yes, we can do that. I will also say, like, do we have any contacts? Do you guys have any contacts that might have any more information on, like, shady midnight train activity?
I'm new here, so probably not.
You'd have it in your character sheet. This is a character sheet thing.
Yeah. All I have is I have my money launderer. That's who I know. But then I also Malik. I mean, he might have some contact.
There's a detective that I know. I don't know if she would know anything, but I can call.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, then that. Yeah, and then I'll call and have Malik come and pick us up so we can put the canister in the trunk, too.
To the trunk of the car. To the trunk of the car. All right. Well, let's do that first, and then we'll decide what we're gonna do as far as calling people. And then just Salty Skipper, make a note somewhere in your character sheet or something that you have that thing. That ID, yeah.
The batch strip, yeah.
Yeah, because let me see. I can give you the exact details here in a second. Here it is. So this is. I'll send it to you in a message. I'm putting it in the chat. So this is a adhesive batch strip. Okay. And then it contains batch ID. Copy. And there you go.
Here.
There you go. It's in the chat. That's the actual information that it gave me in its response here. All right, and then here we go.
Runtime mode 1 a.m. The structure is quiet. Vladimir calls Malik. He answers immediately. Yeah. Bring the car around. Rear access. Copy. Nash, inside the bay. You select one canister. Industrial grade, sealed. Cold to the touch, heavier than it looks. You do not disturb rack alignment. You leave 95 secured in the intake cradle. No digital logs altered, no system sabotage, no visible disruption. You close the personnel door, reset the intake panel to idle, leave the site appearing normally processed. The 3 unconscious workers remain restrained but alive. No additional violence. Exterior. Malik rolls in from the access road side. Headlights low, engine quiet. You move quickly but not hurried. The canister is loaded into the trunk, fits tightly. Malik doesn't ask questions. The spur structure stands dark behind you. No sirens, no rail patrol, no unexpected vehicles. Time, 01:28 a.m. You are clear of the Canarsie spur. You possess 1 sealed HLD batch canister, batch strip marked HLD, confirmation of Marrow Distribution Network, knowledge of South Brooklyn and Queens nodes, handler directive, withdraw, do not engage, Queens. Where are you heading?
All right. By the way, I just put it in the chat as well. 1 sealed HLD batch canister. That's for you, Dad, because Malik is
Yep.
yours, so his inventory is yours. So, all right. So what do you guys want to do? So we don't necessarily have to head back to the Haven, but we should leave here. I think. Well, wait.
Well, I think Vlad's idea of
You said
calling
that
Malik,
you said. What's that?
calling Malik, jump in the car with Malik, and go from there.
Well, I was gonna say you said that you can. Did you make the 3 people forget before?
That's what I thought I did last session.
That was on. Yeah, that was on Beard Street.
Yeah, that was on Beard Street. The ones that are
but
here,
not here.
But not here. Do you want to use your little mind trickery powers to?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's.
Yeah,
wake
I'll
them up.
do cloud memory.
All right. Okay. So okay. Well, just wait a second. Don't do it yet.
Hmm.
That was no good anyway. Just wait.
Oh, I didn't realize it would roll it like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, just wait for me here. Okay, so we're going to have we're going to gather together all of the unconscious workers in one spot here, and then Rowan is going to use cloud memory on them to erase their memories of what happened here tonight. Also, well, do you think we should give their jackets back?
Oh, yeah. I don't give a shit about the jacket, so we can.
Okay, cool. All right, here we go.
How did you guys get? How the heck did you get that roll to go in with dominate cloud memory? I can't figure out how to get my discipline.
I was just trying to click on the discipline to see a description of it, and it like rolled it.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, because it has the option to add discipline, but I don't know how to do it. It
All right.
says it does, but I don't know how. I don't know how to do it.
One second. So no roll is required against an unprepared mortal victim.
Oh, okay.
The cost is also free. All right.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so then, just a minute. No roll is required. For cloud memory. There we go. Let's see what it says. Just a minute. I bet you it's going to be arguing with me.
Runtime mode clarification first. Cloud memory, dominate 1, activates immediately after interacting with a mortal. Erases or alters short-term memory of a specific interaction. No roll required against an unprepared mortal victim. Requires eye contact and a brief verbal directive. These workers are unconscious. Unconscious mortals cannot make eye contact, hear instructions, process commands. Cloud memory does not work on an unconscious target. You must wake them briefly, establish eye contact, issue the memory alteration, then release them.
Yep.
If they are groggy
gonna
and
do that.
unprepared, no roll required. Current state, 3 workers unconscious in control room, 1 unconscious outside access road side.
We don't need that. All right, yeah. Yeah, so the plan is we're going to get them all together. Rowan is going to wake them up,
Yep.
make them forget, and then we're just going to leave them there. And you
Yep.
know, if you could just narrate us through that process of him just doing that very quickly, and that's the whole plan here.
Yeah, and if I'm gonna keep the radio with the earpiece though, because if we need it later on, I might be able to get to cross traffic or something. So I'm
Yes.
going to keep it just in case.
Yeah. So I'll just give them a smack, wake them up, and do my bedazzling and tell them that, they were all here. The transfer went off without a hitch, perfect, and they should be prepared to clean up and leave as soon as their shift is done.
Okay, so with that, so you're gonna tell them that not to remember that we were here.
Yep.
We're here, and that the
In
transfer.
fact, I'll tell them as if I'm their supervisor.
Okay, Rowan talks to them, tells them as if he is their supervisor.
Be like, good job, boys. Transfer went off without a hitch. Go ahead, clean up, and once your shift is over, do the changeover as normal.
Yeah, clean up and finish their shift as normal. Okay, there we go. Good. Let's do this. Ooh, we've got this big conspiracy we're dealing with, guys. It's starting to heat up. All right, here we go. Just a second, it's telling me that is a great ability.
Runtime mode 20 a.m. Interior control room. Industrial fluorescent light hums overhead. The 4 workers are gathered, 3 from inside the structure, 1 brought in from the access road side. They are seated against the wall, groggy, bound but not harmed further. Vladimir keeps the radio and earpiece. John stands watch at the door. Scratch remains outside perimeter. Worker 1, Rowan kneels in front of the first, a firm shake. The man groans, eyes fluttering open, disoriented. Rowan steps into his line of sight immediately, voice calm, commanding. You stayed late to help with the transfer. Eye contact locks. You did your job. The transfer went fine. You don't remember anyone else being here. You finish your shift. You clean up. You go home. The man blinks. The confusion drains. His posture slackens. Yes, transfer went fine. Cloud memory takes hold. No resistance. Worker 2 woken. Same process. Rowan's tone slightly sharper. You had a minor equipment hiccup. It was resolved. No one interfered. You do not remember any intruders. He nods slowly. Compliance settles in. Worker 3, this one looks frightened for a second. Rowan's gaze hardens. You fell. Hit your head. That's all. The transfer completed. Everything is normal. Breathing steadies. Memory rewrites. Worker 4, access guard. This one wakes more aggressively. Rowan grips his chin, forces eye contact. You check the door. It was secure. You remember nothing unusual. Your shift continues. The tension leaves him. He nods once. You remove their restraints. Return their jackets. Position them as if they had momentary confusion, possibly fatigue, minor head knock. Nothing staged dramatically, nothing theatrical. No visible evidence of struggle beyond what can be rationalized. Time, 1:37 a.m. The workers are conscious but compliant. Their short-term memory of your presence is erased. They will interpret the night as routine with minor confusion. Vladimir retains the radio and earpiece. The structure now appears. Operational. Undisturbed. Transfer complete. You exit. Mullick's vehicle waits. No sirens. No escalation. You are clean. Where to?
All right, there we go. We're clean. That's freaking awesome. Gangrel usually don't have that. that ability, but that's cool. I love that. All right. So I will. If you guys just want to get in the car, I would say, let's get out of here. We'll get in the car. We can go and roll around, and and I can make my phone call to my detective friend, and we can try to find out more information. But other than that, I think that we are we're done for tonight. As far as what as far as directly investigating this stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah. Lower Master, hello?
Oh yeah, no, I'm still here. I was just trying to figure out this interface and stuff. That's all.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that sounds good. That sounds fine. Yeah, because we got to make the phone calls, and then if we start carrying on, I mean, yeah, we still have time in the night yet, so.
Yeah.
And
to be clear,
just
so we
complete,
can.
I guess.
So we can do downtime stuff. We don't have to stay together for that. That's kind of like a narrative. And by the way, guys, this is out of narrative now. So this is for people who have not played this game before. So you can do, like, let's say that you said, like, oh, I want to go over to the local Walmart and find someone behind it and eat them. To get my blood down. Well, then we don't have to play through the scene. You can do a roll or something like that, and there's a whole system for how to do it, and it knows how to do it, and then it'll narrate through it. But it doesn't. It's called downtime. It's like, these are things that I did while we were, not doing active adventuring. So we can do that too if we don't have anything to progress the story to go on. But I'll make this phone call real quick. So. All right,
yeah,
so
because it's kind of in the middle of the night. It's like, okay, oh no, because I was looking. I'm thinking about, before we do another session in between, that I don't know if they'd have them or not, but we need to get communication stuff that we can use, so because of distance and everything.
Well, I have resources 1.
I have 2.
Do you have resources?
Let's see. As a skill?
It'll
No,
be
that's
no,
under
it'll
your
be
background.
under backgrounds, yeah. Second
Yeah,
page.
and we've been out of play. We've been out of play for a month, so I got more than enough. I should have more than enough money anyway, so I picked those up.
Let me see.
I do not see resources.
Okay, don't worry about it then. Okay, yeah. We can get that, but let me do this real quick. Okay, so. All right, so we're all gonna
But I
get
am
in.
a descendant of Savior.
Yeah. So we're all gonna get into the car here and roll off with Malik. He's just gonna kind of be driving around while I make a phone call. While John Bain makes a phone call. John Bain is going to call his contact, Detective Elena Moreau, and he's going to ask about anything that she might know about late-night train deliveries, mysterious canisters. Basically, I want to talk to her. So she's a mortal. She is a mortal. She's human. So I want to ask her basically about what we've discovered tonight without alerting her to any of the supernatural aspects of the things that I'm talking to her about. All right. So let's see what.
I guess for me, I'm gonna report back to my handler. Whoever sent me here.
Oh, your handler is our handler. It's the same.
Oh, okay.
The reason that we did it the way that we did it on the first session that you came in is just because you were a new character coming in.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay, yeah. The intent of that was that our handlers sent you, like our sires sent you, because we're all so in the very first session, we established that John Bain and Vladimir, our sires, the vampires that created us, are part of a group that is using the young vampires that they create to deal with problems going on in the city, and you're one of those. Even though I think that you don't know who your sire is that correct?
I don't know who my sire is.
Yeah, well, you just got picked up by somebody and said, like, hey, you can be with us in our group, and so you're part of our group here. Let me see.
Yeah.
So, some higher ranking vampire has adopted you.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm new to all this, guys. I was just doing a job, and now I'm here.
Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. There we go. Let's see what we got. So I've got
Runtime mode,
3,
4 a.m.
so-
Malik's car moves through Brooklyn side streets. No headlights riding you. No visible patrol attention. The industrial canister rests in the trunk. Vladimir keeps the radio and earpiece. John dials. 2 rings. 3. She answers. Elena. Low voice. Alert. Not sleepy. You hear city noise faintly on her end. She's awake, probably still working. What's up? You keep your tone neutral, civilian. No supernatural framing. You ask about late-night freight rail movements, spur deliveries, industrial canisters, anything unusual tied to Brooklyn logistics. Possibly anything flagged recently involving controlled substances or medical shipments. There's a pause. Then, that's specific. Papers shuffle, keyboard tapping. You're talking freight or MTA maintenance? You keep it vague. She exhales. Okay, off the record? You confirm. She lowers her voice slightly. There's been chatter. Nothing formal. Nothing in official reports. But Port Authority flagged irregular routing manifests last quarter. Containers that log entry but don't log exit. She continues. And someone in Transit Bureau mentioned after-hours spur access showing up in internal audit reviews. You stay quiet. She keeps going. No one's saying trafficking, no one's saying drugs, but the manifests don't line up with municipal supply chains. A beat. Why? She is probing gently. Not suspicious yet. But she is smart. You must respond carefully. What do you say?
Just a second. So I'm gonna say. I ran across something suspicious, and I'm not exactly sure what I was looking at. It was a chance encounter. I don't think it's anything serious, but at the same time,
Is this person,
it doesn't.
Is this person you know? Is this person you know a vampire?
Human.
No.
Human. A contact from my
Okay,
past
and-
life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's she's a detective that I know it from my past life.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could cue her in and give her a general, like, unauthorized medical shipments.
Your lights aren't very huge.
My lights are very huge, sweetheart. Hey, give Daddy a few minutes because I'm trying to. Are you gonna sit with me? Can you be quiet while you sit? Okay. Be quiet. Yeah. So yeah, some unauthorized medical shipments. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to make her suspicious. It was a chance encounter. I don't think it's anything serious. Let me see 1 second. I don't think it was anything serious. I think it was that. Basically, I think I saw somebody doing a late night medical supply delivery via the train network, but I don't know that that's anything that really needs to be looked into. I was just curious about it, though. There you go. That's what I'm gonna say. I love you, sweetheart. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's see what she says. Say hi to Big Brian.
Hi.
Yep.
Alright. Here we go. This is what we got.
Runtime mode. Malik keeps the car moving. No fixed route, just drifting through side streets. Elena is quiet for a moment after you speak. A chance encounter, she repeats. Keyboard tapping stops. Look, if it's legit medical supply movement, it would be logged through health and hospitals or contracted freight.
A mail.
She shifts tone, more analytical now. Late night spur movement isn't inherently illegal. It's just unusual if it doesn't hit a paper trail.
Oh, this is my man.
A pause. You said medical supplies. You see logos, company markings? You keep it neutral. She exhales softly. Transit audit flagged something about private client routing tied to freight overlays. That was months ago. It died quietly. She lowers her voice again. And between us, anything moving through rail without clean municipal tagging is either politically protected or someone's laundering inventory. Another beat. If you ran across something odd, don't poke it alone. That's Elena speaking as a 3-dot contact. Not brushing you off, not overreacting, but signaling. This is above street level. She adds, if you want me to pull manifests quietly, I can. But if it's medical, that drags in health, Port Authority, Transit Bureau. That's a lot of eyes. She lets that sit. You sure you just stumbled onto it? She's not accusing. She's measuring you. What do you say?
Just a second. Let me make sure that I'm doing the right things here. As far as I have to check my character sheet to make sure that I'm not gonna. Okay, no, it's all good. Yeah, don't worry about it. I know that if it was something bad, that this is obviously above my pay grade as a retired police detective. But I just that's why I'm calling you. I don't really know what it is at this point, but if I find anything else out or I see anything else, I'll make sure that you know what's going on. I won't do anything that I can't handle without your help. So we have a bigger conspiracy here. Even the mortals know, but it seems like it's getting hidden.
Yeah. Yeah. Something with a lot of clout, and that's what it. And I was deeming that from the handler talking, because the handler was like,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about Morrow and all this other. Hey, that wasn't in there. It wasn't in the briefing and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
this is higher up the food chain than neopods or whatever.
Neonates, yeah.
Neopate. Yeah.
Runtime mode. The car rolls through dim Brooklyn streets. Elena listens to you finish. There's a soft exhale on her end. Yeah. Don't play hero. Not accusatory. Protective. You were good at your job. You also know when something smells off. A pause. If you see anything concrete, manifests, company name, plate numbers, bring me that. Not vibes. She softens slightly. And if this is just some rich hospital subcontractor moving plasma at night, then it's boring. A beat. But if it's not, don't dig alone. You can hear city noise on her end, distant radio chatter. I've got your back. Just don't make me explain why you're in the middle of something you shouldn't be. Tone. Concerned, but steady. No suspicion, no alarm, no escalation. You hang up clean. Current state time, 01:49 a.m., 1 HLD marked canister in trunk. Batch strip in Rowan's pocket. Vladimir has the railband radio and earpiece. Marrow distribution confirmed. South Brooklyn node active tonight. Queens node off limits per handler. Transit audit irregularities exist. Port Authority flagged routing discrepancies. Your mortal contact is cautious but not activated. The night is still open. What's your next move?
All right, guys. So we've been doing this for 2 hours. I think this is a good place for us to stop for today. Does that sound all right?
Yeah.
Are you
Oh yeah,
good
yeah,
with that?
yeah. That's fine.
Excellent.
I want to figure out how to get the disciplines in this stupid alchemy. So when I go to do a roll,
Like it'll do it automatically. So I can't do it. Like I can't even look to see how to do it because I'm the storyteller.
Yeah, I know.
Officially, so I can look into it when I'm out of game and then get back to you about it. But all right, so let's do. Let me just real quick. I got to talk to the thing here because we're gonna wrap it up. Okay, as always, please remember, never, ever, 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 ever edit canvases, okay? But I do, but we are going to end the session here. So we would like to we think it's a good idea to do our experience points. So if you could let us know how many experience points each of us will have earned this session, I would appreciate that. Thank you. So she's going to tell us, again, just so everybody who's watching and so that way you guys know, also all of our players here know, there are like very specific rules and they're all written, I think, pretty well. I spent a long time playing around and figuring things out for how this AI does everything. This is almost like, I basically have built this almost like those old games where you would, what were they called? They were text-based RPGs that you could play, and they were really simple, though. It was just, it was like you would tell it what you were going to do, and then it would tell you, oh, like there were 3 paths. Because of what you did, you went this way or whatever. Like the person did this, or this, or whatever. Basically, that's what this is designed. There's actually not a whole lot of leeway for a lot of what the GPT does here. But all right, let's check it out. Here we go.
Well, for your dad, for Lore Master, you know, I just went into my character sheet on Alchemy, and once you go to the side and they have that, like, you know, edit and you know, all those little tabs there on the side, I went in and, like, you know, filled out all that information through Alchemy. So that's why it's like I have my disciplines over there on the left hand side, my skills, my actions, all of that.
Yeah, and I got mine filled in, and mine doesn't show up underneath on the left hand side. So that's why I'm getting.
Did you put the dots into everything that?
Yeah.
Like if you have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. 'Cause I did that, and once you finish, you just hit that check mark and like accept it, and then it auto filled everything out for me.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. I'll have to mess with it a little more.
Yeah.
Just a second. Okay, but all right. Here's what we've got for the experience points. It's going to tell us, give us a breakdown.
Understood. I will not edit any canvases. Session XP is resolved verbally only. Hack Session XP. Shadows on the Third Rail, Night 1. Per standard V5 live play session guidance, base session participation, 1 XP. You showed up and played the session fully. Goal progression, story advancement, 1 XP. You identified and seized a live rail transfer node, confirmed marrow distribution, secured physical evidence, embedded without escalation, withdrew cleanly. Risk and meaningful challenge, 1 XP. You conducted a live takeover during an active rail window, maintained cover under scrutiny, avoided masquerade breach, navigated SI adjacent territory, made strategic restraint decisions. Character expression, clan play. 1 XP, Vladimir used fleetness and fed under pressure. Rowan used dominate responsibly and leaned into mortal MTA background. John used mortal law enforcement contact smartly and non-exploitatively. Nash Hashar total XP awarded. Each PC earns, open quote, 4 XP, close quote. Vladimir, plus 4 XP. John Rowan, plus 4 XP. No bonus XP beyond 4 this session. You advance the arc meaningfully without destabilizing the board. If you'd like, next we can review possible XP spends, discuss resonance requirements for discipline advancement, or...
All right, so basically update that on your, either, I guess if you guys can track it, update that on your things. Do you want to, so I've got 14 now. You should have, what, 11, you said?
Yeah, I have 11.
All right, do you want to spend XP? I don't actually know what I want to spend I don't know what I want to spend my XP on. What are your... Oh, what the heck just happened? My computer just did the strangest thing. Okay. What are your... we can kind of go through this kind of quickly. So, what are your... what is it called? You know the thing I'm trying to say.
Disciplines?
Disciplines, there you go. Not your powers. What are the disciplines you actually have?
Let's see. I have Protean, Presence, Animalism.
No, I'm talking. I mean, is that actually on your sheet currently?
Yeah, Protean I have 1, Presence I have 1, and Animalism I have 2.
Okay, so if you look at the, I don't know if you, I sent it to you, but I don't know if you can pull it up because I know that you're on, well, you're on your phone, so that's fine.
42.
So I've got my handouts right here. Okay. XP costs. There we go. So disciplines in your clan are 5 times the new level. Non-clan disciplines are 7 times the new level. So if you're going to level 3, it'll be like in a clan discipline it'll be 15. If you're going to level 3 in a non-clan discipline, it's 21. You see?
That's how much experience points you need to spend?
Yes. So like level 1 will be 5. Level 2 will cost you 10. So if you're level 2, you've spent 15. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, then, so those are for disciplines. Then we have advantages, which are 3. We have ding 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 skills, which are 3 times the new skill level. Attributes are 5 times the new skill level, or the new level, and then blood potency is 10 times the new level.
Yeah.
Are there now? Do you have the list of disciplines that I sent?
I mean, I'm looking at the character sheet online right now.
Oh,
on
okay.
Alchemy.
Does it give you stuff that you can like when you go in? Let me see.
Yeah, like I see. I don't just see my disciplines. I see the other ones as well. But
No, but I'm talking about the powers though. I sent out a document that has like all the powers you can get, and so if you increase your discipline, you get another power in that discipline. Do you have it? Do you have those to look at to figure out how you want to spend your XP?
No, but it looks like if I choose it and do that, it'll show it like underneath what it is. Like right now, I have, for instance, Protean, ability to change shape, grow claws, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And underneath it, with my number 1, it's got Eyes of the Beast under there. Now, if I go to 2, I don't see anything else pop up, but
Okay, let me see. I'm looking. Oh, that's because when we when you did it, I gave you the stuff for it. Oh, no. Okay, I see it. So if you go into your character sheet in Alchemy and you click edit, you can go to the discipline section. I'm actually doing this with your character right now because I can do anything with any of the stuff that you do with your characters I can do, I guess. So you can go
I've seen it now. Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah.
See, but then it won't. If I go like that, I'm trying to see how it actually does it because it doesn't have all of
but if I add a second one, like presence, if I add 2 to it, now I could put the power lingering kiss on there. If I do 2 to Protean, Eyes of the Beast is the only thing that still comes up so far. So I guess you don't get anything for a second.
Well, so
third.
Okay, so those are a little goofy. So if you wanted to, so right now you have Protean. What's your power in Protean?
Just 1.
No. What is the power that you have? You have Eyes of the Beast?
Eyes of the Beast. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you were to go to Protean level 2, you could get Feral Weapons. That's the only level 2 one it is. And basically it makes your you do a huge.
Turns your fingernails into claws.
You do a lot more damage. You do +2 modifier to brawl, so +2 to brawl damage, and then you do aggravated damage to which kills people faster, to humans, to mortals, and then you also superficial damage is not halved. because superficial damage is normally halved for vampires, so it's not halved. So normally, if you do if you were to do 10 superficial damage to a vampire, you would cut that in half, and you'd only do 5. Like if you rolled 10, you would only do 5. So you would stop that, and it would be the full effect. So that's actually a pretty good one. You could also, if you go to level 2, you could also get the other ability, level 1 ability, which is Weight of the Feather. And that one makes it so that way when you fall, you it doesn't hurt you.
Okay.
You're immune to fall damage. Then you said you have Protean. What was the other one?
Yeah, Protean. Let's see, animalism, dominate, Protean, and freaking what was the other P one?
Presence.
Protean. Yeah, Protean, presence, dominate, and animalism.
Okay. So but which ones do you already have points in? Is what I'm asking.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, how do you have? Wait.
Animalism, I have 2.
Okay.
All right, then I'm going down to dominate. I have 1.
Okay.
Then I'm going down to Protean. I have 1.
Okay.
And then presence, I have 1.
How do you have presence 1 though? What power do you have with presence 1?
Daunt.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get with you. I'm gonna have to get with you later. Then we'll because this is
Okay.
It's a little. I think that you have abilities from when you set up your character, like the
Yeah.
what do you call it? The hunter type or whatever we'll get with it.
Yeah.
Can I get with you like during the week, and I'll sit down and do the XP points with you?
Well, even then, the thing that I wanted to see about spending experience into is this descendant of Xavier. You know, the lore sheet.
Okay.
I just didn't know what I just didn't know what the second point of that would be.
Oh, 1 second. I'll look it up real quick for you because I got it right here. And then so for
Okay.
my kids are about to start fighting each other, so I've got to go in a second.
Yeah.
Wait, what did I just do? I flipped to the index. Okay, so descendant of Xavier. So if you were to buy, and this is a lore sheets are. Do you remember how much lore sheets cost, Dad?
No.
Because that's
I
an
didn't
advantage.
I didn't. Well, an advantage is it falls under that's 3 per dot.
Okay. Yep, that's right. Okay, so it's an advantage. So it's 3 per dot. So you already have Martyred Ancestor, right?
So I have the first dot in Descendant of Xavier.
Okay, so you could spend. Because 1 second, just to make this.
I could do 3.
Well, yeah, they're in it. It's only 3 per dot, so it's not like it's. If you put a second dot, it's not 6. So advantages are a little cheaper because they're a little less effective kind of things for gameplay.
Yeah. Wait, but do they only cost? Just a second. Let me look it up and make
For
sure.
lore. Yeah, lore sheets. I have not dug into that one. Are we still live streaming?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
find the
Yeah.
index
So
of this.
so it's considered a 3. It's considered an advantage. So it's 3 XP per dot. So right now you have the first one, which is the Gangrels treat you with respect.
Yeah.
That's fine. So each of these that you get, like you don't get the first dot and then the second dot and then the third dot. Each of these advantages is separate from each other. If that makes sense. So like if you don't get to add one more dot to Martyred Ancestor and then get the other thing. You have to buy these individually. So there's one that is 1 dot, which costs you 3, and you already got that. The next one costs 2, so it would actually 2 dots, so it would cost you 6 experience points. And then that would get you where the bodies are buried. And that would mean that Gangrel of this line can make a resolve plus awareness test to detect whether a vampire has merged with the earth or lays torpid beneath the soil. And the difficulty depends on the area you have to search. So if there's a vampire, because a lot of vampires have the ability to sink into the ground, you could do that one. Loyal Hound is the next one. It's 3. So if you bought it, it would be a 3 dot advantage of its own, and it would cost you 12. And then what that would be is, so you were loyal to the Camarilla despite your clan's actions. For your loyalty, the local Camarilla prince awarded you status, feeding rights, and territory amounting to 4 dots you can distribute among domain, herd, and status. Non-Camarilla Gangrel despise you, and even Camarilla vampires of other clans pity your solitude, but you guarantee yourself a voice among the Primogen should any rebel Gangrel pass through your domain. Okay, and then the next one after that is monstrous.
I couldn't even go that far.
Well,
But,
I'm just okay. Yeah. What's that?
I'm gonna take a second dot. And that'll be 6, and then that still gives me 5 that I could put into a discipline.
Yes, if you wanted to do that, yeah. So
Yeah.
I will. Okay, so you're gonna take where the bodies are buried. By the way, you don't have to. By the way, you do not have to buy the second dot. You can jump straight into buying the 3 dot one or whatever. That's what I'm saying. You can save your XP and buy like the third dot, the 3 dot one. You don't actually have to get all of the advantages that come with the lore sheet.
No, I'm tracking, but I think that's a good one to have. So I'll go with that.
All right, so that allows you to. So what I'm gonna do is I'll type it up for you and give it to you in the Discord after we go. Okay.
Okay.
Because because then you can put it into your character sheet easier. So where the bodies are buried, and then if you want to look at a discipline. What discipline were you thinking? Are you wanting to put more points into animalism?
It was either going to be protean or presence.
Okay, so if you do it for presence, you won't have enough points because that's an out of clan discipline.
Okay.
And it'll cost you 7. So right now you're at protean 1, or are you in protean 2?
Protean 1.
Okay, so you would go to protean 2, and that would cost you 10 That would cost you 10 points. So you don't have enough.
Oh, I thought 1 dot was cost you 5.
No, it's per level. So
Per
the first
level.
dot is 5. 2
The
dot,
second
a
dot is
second
10.
dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
All right. Well, then I will save my experience points.
Oh, you don't want to buy the other one either?
Well, I mean, I have 2 dots in animalism, and all the other I would have to spend 10 points. So yeah, I only have 5 points left.
Well, because. So do you want to? You just want to save them all? You don't want to get where the bodies are buried, the other lore sheet one?
No, I am doing that one. So I'm
okay.
gonna have 5 points left over.
Okay, yeah, and that's gonna cost 6 XP. All right, I'll send that. I'll type it up and send it to you then, and we'll do it for next time. All right. Well, that's what we've
All right.
got then. I'll write up the summary, and then so we're not gonna be here. 1 second. Let me go. Let me go back to this so you guys can all see me instead of my character. All right, so we're not gonna go live next week. It'll be the week after, because we do it every other week. So we'll continue on from there and see where everything goes, and then for the players here, just letting you know, yeah. So I'll write up the summary and load everything up into Chat GPT, the custom GPT that we made for next time.
All right.
All right, excellent. And I've got to make sure that I have all of the stuff so you can look through it. Because you should have that document that I gave you to look through on how to level and everything. But that's fine, we'll get it. But all right, if you want to say goodbye, Lore Master.
Yes, I appreciate everybody in, and we're out now.
Yeah, and then Salty Skipper.
Same thing. Yeah.
And make sure to
Great
go
being
check
here.
out. Yeah, and make sure to go check out Tales of Nihilism over on Global Comics. That's Global Comics with an X instead of a C and an S. You can check out, that is Salty Skipper's comic book. He does some great art. If you take a look at the thumbnail for our live stream, or when we're live, you can see that on the left we have 2 crappy models that were AI generated. And then on the right, there's a really expertly made model for Rowan Calder, and he was made by Salty Skipper. So make sure, if you like the expertly made model for his character, to go get that to go check out that artist over on Global Comics, Tales of Nihilism. But that's what we've got today, guys. I want to thank you all for watching and just say God bless you all and have a good day.